What is up, YouTube? Today's review is on a 2022 Ram 2500 with the 6.4 liter Hemi gas motor. Starting with the key fob, you got unlock, lock, and it even shows the blank buttons there. And I personally like this key fob better than the 2017 and up Ford style key fobs. It seems a little bit more sturdy if you drop it. And this is a Bighorn trim level, which is equivalent to the F-Series XLT. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is. Judging by the features, I don't know too much about Mopars. One thing that I thought was interesting is it doesn't have a capless fuel filler, still has a gas cap, which I thought that was kind of strange. And this truck is a enterprise rental. And one thing I think is kind of cool for this truck is it's got the LED light bar in the tailgate like the Fords do, but no dampener. It does have a plastic bed liner, and I believe these are an option because I've seen some of these online without those tie-down hooks. Those are the standard factory ones. This is just an aftermarket plastic bed liner they put in it. And this is also a push button. It's not an actual lever like a traditional tailgate. Of course, it's got all the electrical connections for towing. And this is the bigger style receiver, which I believe they call the 2.5 inch, but it's missing the insert that goes in it to adapt it down to the smaller size. One thing I think is interesting is these little skirts on the bottom of the bumper. And these ones I believe are not LED taillights. That's kind of cool. I didn't notice that. It says Ram in them. Take a look underneath the hood. Hood release is also in a different place. Usually on the Fords, they're off to the side on the kick panel. One thing I also thought was interesting, it's a heavy-duty truck, but it doesn't have any front recovery points. I know on the Super Duties, they're standard even on the two-wheel drive, and this one doesn't have them. The hood latch is there right above the A and the Ram symbol. One thing I do like about this engine compartment is it looks relatively easy to service. You have easy access to the coils, alternator, and some other stuff compared to the Fords. Yet again, this is a gasser, so I'm assuming on the diesel version it would probably be really difficult to get to all the stuff to service, but easy access on the passenger side to get to the coils and spark plugs. Not too sure how much horsepower or torque it makes. I'll list it in the description below. Oh, that's kind of cool. Ram heavy duty on the radiator fan bezel. Also hood shocks to hold it up, which is nice. I found for driving this truck, it's easier to leave the tow mirrors flipped up because this is the normal position of the mirrors, and it makes this piece practically useless because it's at a different angle. But with them up, it's way easier to see. They're also heated. This is manual adjusting, and then they're also heated, which is really nice. Sorry, this part is power and this part is manual adjusting for the little convex mirror. One thing I find is strange, push button start but no keyless entry. You still have to hit the unlock button on the key. And this is the updated interior. I am a Ford fan, but I like this interior design better. It gives you way more space in my opinion. It's even got little fake wood inserts and cloth material. In my opinion, for a bench seat model, this has way more storage than the Fords. You got pockets here, down here, cup holders, nice deep ones. On the Ford, I know on my truck personally, it's a bit shallower. One thing I personally don't like, which Ford, in my opinion, does better for the back seat, is for the back seat storage. If you flip it up, the whole seat goes up, so you can't have one person or two people sitting and split it up. Also interesting, they put the cup holders on the floor. Does have rear air vents with some sort of little pocket there. And as far as nice grab handle there for you to get in. And in my opinion, this has, I don't know the exact specs, the exact same back seat room as a F-Series truck 27. And in my opinion, this has the same back seat room as a 2017 and up F-Series truck or 15 and up F-150. Plenty of room. Nice pocket storage in the back too. Because I know some vehicles, they skimp out on the door panel storage. Personally, I like to be able to store gloves, ratchet straps and tools in the door panels so I don't have to dig through it. It's nice and easy access. Headlight switch. This one does have standard halogens, which one thing I think is strange, I'll turn on the your cargo light too, is it has an LED tailgate handle and LED license plate light bulbs, but halogen tail lamps. That is also halogen up there in this model. And up front, it has halogen headlamps for the high beam, low beam, and the turn signals might be halogen, I'm not too sure. One thing I do like is if you wanted to add fog lights, it looks like you can just buy them, because I know on the base model F-Series truck, if it doesn't have fog lights for the Super Duties, you have to buy a different front bumper. So that is a nice feature I do like. It's also got marker lights on both sides of the mirrors, which are also turn signals. It does have automatic headlights. I will admit, one thing that this truck needs is running boards badly. Carpeted floors, carpeted mats. They do say Ram on them, which is actually kind of nice. But the rest of them are missing, which is weird. Rotary dial shifter. I do like the fact you get 2 USB ports, 2 USB-C ports, and aux port. And I also love this feature with the tray with plenty of coin storage, because that's a thing that annoys me in most vehicles. I run out of coin storage. I don't believe the Fords have that. I'm not too sure. And it's even got more, plus a removable thing for them, and an extra USB port, which is nice. Also, what I like is this is padded, so if you put stuff down in there that's breakable, it's not going to crush it when you flip the seat up, which this is a bench seat with a rather, this kind of surprising for this being a, what's called, for a 2022 truck, is that this is a lap belt that you have to pull across and then tighten yourself by pulling on it, which is rather interesting for a 2022 truck. Thought that was kind of strange. I also do like it has storage down here. This does not lift up like the Fords do for storage. That is one thing. Trailer brake controller. Go ahead and start it up. I do like the noise it makes, and it also says it's a 2500 in the gauge cluster. Trailer brake controller, tow haul, traction control off. Sorry for the cut in the audio. When I started the truck, my phone connected, I lost the audio. And then to gauge 4 low, put it in neutral. Turns off all the traction control and assistance. That's why oh, auto parking gauge, that's what that is. And then to get it back, 4-wheel drive high, and then 2-wheel drive. You can actually hear it shift, which is kind of cool. I can't hear it do it on my F-150. And this screen I like personally way better than Sync 3, because you can actually customize it, add different widgets and stuff. And I like the font of it way better. You got Sirius X. That's kind of weird that my Kia Soul doesn't have it, but this does. And then phone, all kinds of different stuff there. One thing I also do like is the way the apps are laid out. Oh, you go down. That's how that looks. Some of these are locked out. I'm assuming that it's a rental truck. That's why they're locked out. This feature I really like. I wish Ford would did it. I know there's people who sell kits to hack into the Ford sync system to make it so you can access your backup camera when you're stationary. It is nice to have. No auto dimming rear view mirror. It does have an assistance button, which if you push it, sometimes it takes a second. It pops up roadside assistance, customer care, all kinds of stuff. So you can, that I like, so you can call the service center without having to look up the number. That's actually useful. SOS button, if you push it, it will call 911. One thing I think is interesting, on the Fords, these you push to turn on your light on some of them, but you actually have to turn them off and on with that. Also says, oops, RAM up here, which is nice. And I like this because I have radar detectors and dash cameras in my vehicle, and that is actually a really nice feature. Oh, I didn't even know this little tray was up here. Oh, nice, it's got a slot to hold a pin. One thing that did take a while to get used to is the gauge cluster, how it works compared to Ford. I do like this screen because it shows all the temperatures. You got idle hours. Wow, this thing. Oh, that's how you go. This thing is idled for a while. Tire pressure. I also like the little gauges it gives. Really nice feature. Fuel economy. Should we've been averaging 12.2 mpg. That's been some city driving, highway driveway, and some play and some off-road. Trailer brake info, radio info. And the buttons are a little bit confusing of how they're labeled out of how it works. I'm sure if I owned this truck for a while and got used to it, it wouldn't be that confusing. No stored messages. How do you... Oh, okay, now I see how this all works. No, not really. There, this is how this one works. Coolant temperature. I like this display. Oh, no. How do you get to that one? I will admit this gauge cluster is a bit confusing to operate. This is only my second time driving a Ram. Technically, I've driven a Ram 1500 a lot, but never a 2500. And this new of a Ram, I've driven a few Ram Classics. Let's see. Oh, arrow. Oh, you have to go up and down. Nope, that's too confusing. I do like the gauge cluster better than the Ford base model. I don't like the center screen of how it's laid out as far as this little screen goes, but I like the way the gauges are laid out. And I like how the tack goes up compared to the Fords. Got wipers on this side. No automatic wipers. This doesn't have blind spot monitoring or any of the fancy safety features. And to manually shift this, put it in drive. Oh yeah, this is one thing that annoys me with Rams is this auto park. So you can't drive with the door open, which is really annoying sometimes. And then you have to shift it back, put it in park. Auto park disabled. Is you have a gear limiter up and down. And this is an 8-speed. This button limits your gears to lock out your overdrives, but this is an 8-speed transmission, which is kind of nice. Turn signal stock. Also has it where you can tap it. Gives you 3 blinks, or if you put it in tow haul, I believe it gives you 6. Yeah, it gives you a few more. Other than that, cruise control, I don't know how the controls work, and sorry if this isn't the best car review. Has the voice command button, answer, but no hang up button, which is very strange. I don't get why they would let you answer on the steering wheel. And kind of interesting I think this retails for 55 grand and you get no, swings up that way. Oh, it does extend, but now mirror. And this side has one, but wait, does it have a light? Oh, it does have a light. It's kind of strange the driver doesn't get one. Sunglasses pocket. But anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. Sorry this car review wasn't the greatest. But anyways, see you on the next video. And one other thing to add, this truck does say Ram a lot. It's got it there, and a few other places. And there's an eco light that comes on when you're driving efficiently. It's kind of hard to get it to stay on when you're going up a hill, but it's a little light that comes on down there. This is eco. Maybe if I gas and let off, it'll come on. I notice it shuts off around 1200 RPMs. There it is, a little eco light. One other thing, at night, if you look at the cluster close enough, you can actually see a little lane keeping assist light as a dummy light, which is rather interesting. But anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. More videos coming soon.